Good morning and welcome to today's Smart Business Strategies podcast. I am Anna Wilds, the franchise economist, and I have a special guest, Dave Kish, today here with Mosquito Shield, a five-star brand. David, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Anna. I am so excited to be here. I've been looking forward to this since you and I connected.
Absolutely. I've been looking forward to it as well. So I can't wait for the audience to learn a little bit more about you and Mosquito Shield.
Yeah, so I live in Wisconsin with my wife and two young boys, but I've been in the industry for 8 years. I had been the director of operations for two separate companies before changing my path into the development sales side, and I've never looked back. This is such a fun side to be on.
It is.
Now, Mosquito Shield is an amazing business opportunity for people that want reoccurring revenue, bold, underlined, italicized. We
Yes.
we are one of the pioneers in the mosquito control industry. We started in 2001, we began franchising in 2013, and now we have over 400 territories sold. We did it the right way. We were a control company first to build the brand and processes to set up future franchisee success. And so what we do is we provide homeowners with a more effective, more often, and less cost control service so that homeowners can start enjoying their outdoor living spaces again.
Well, we all need, or at least I certainly do. I'm in Georgia and mosquitoes love down here, but the fact of the matter is there are mosquitoes in all 50 states. And we all know Alaska's state bird is the mosquito. So, all right. So, Dave, share with the audience what makes Mosquito Shield different from other pest control franchises.
Yeah, love that question. There are so many, but I'm just going to highlight a couple outside of being one of the pioneers, right?
Mhm.
First and foremost, we have a proprietary natural product that we created that dries in about 10 minutes. So this is so user friendly for children and pets, right?
Mhm.
Everybody loves that. We
Right.
have some equipment differences as well. And this new equipment that we have that no one else uses is it allows us to spray more effectively and more efficiently, which means it uses less product, which helps the franchisees and the owner's bottom line. And that
Mhm.
allows us to be in and out of a property in just 10 minutes. So we can hit
Amazing.
so many homes in a day. Now, we also have the industry leading retention rate at 95%. Let me have
You
that
hear
sink
that,
in.
audience? Yes. Say it again.
95% retention. This is such a
Amazing.
sticky business that once you get a customer, they stay with you, right? And
Mhm.
so that is amazing. And one of the reasons that they stay with us is because we offer more than just one service, right? It's not just
Mhm.
one thing that we do. We have 5 different services that we offer. We have the mosquito side, then we also have a tick and flea side. We have something called perimeter shield. Think different types of insects that would want to breach the perimeter of your home. So, like ants, spiders, things like that. We have something called event shield. This is where we would be partnering with event planners, event venues, wedding planners, school systems, things like
Mhm.
that. We're spraying before events so guests don't get eaten alive and carried away by the mosquitoes. Then we have one of these things is not like the other. We actually have a holiday lighting service, right? During the non-peak season. So we sell holiday lights, we hang them, we take them down, and then we store them for the customer until the next year. This allows that extra
Brilliant.
cash flow to be coming in, which allows us to really scale even better. Now, because of all of this, we've actually been voted the #1 in our category in pest control the last 3 years in a row in the entire nation. So all of this just shows how different we really are.
It is very different. And one thing that I especially like, because you can make it an absolutely a year-round business, that helps with employee retention as well, because people are looking for full-time jobs, right?
Exactly, exactly. Retaining those workers and employees is essential, right? When you get one, you want them to stay with you forever.
Right. Okay, so help the audience understand, do you need to come from the pest control business? Do you have to have a particular background to succeed as a Mosquito Shield franchisee?
Yeah, love this question. It's a very common misconception that you need to have experience in this space to be part of a
Mhm.
system like this. No, I think we only have less than a handful of all of our owners actually come from the industry.
Mhm.
And so, no, you do not need any of that. So we have a bunch of different backgrounds, people that have that sales and marketing background, right?
Mhm.
People that have the business development background do really, really well. And this is for people that like being active within the community. They want to meet people. They have a networking. They like being a
Mhm.
face of the business locally.
Mhm.
So this is great model for people that have led teams before, because you will grow your business to a point where you're having multiple technicians and multiple people working for you. And
Mhm.
so that's part of it. So all in all, to summarize it up, right? People that want to be part of a team, they want to follow a proven model, and then they want to execute a proven playbook, which is
Mhm.
why, this is great. We have a ton of veterans that work within our space here, because they love all of those things that are up above. So
Mhm.
veterans or other service people.
All right. And so let's dive into that. Describe the role of the owner. How is he or she spending their time on a regular basis?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. So, we have two primary business models that most of our franchisees, most of our owners employ. Both of them are more full time or near full time commitments,
Mhm.
right? But they do offer the other roles because they want to leverage their natural strengths in owning their own business, right?
Mhm.
So the first thing is what we like to call an engaged investor, otherwise known as the executive model.
Right.
They're going
Mhm.
to hire a technician to do the spraying, right? And do that entire service side. But they're going to be the face of the business and the local community. They're going to be marketing. They're going to be branding. They're going to be networking. They're going to be
Mhm.
managing the employees and the KPIs. So
Mhm.
think the day to day without the spray. Okay.
Right. Okay.
The other model is something called an owner operator. It does all of those things above, but they do the spraying themselves too. And it's like,
Okay.
and so it's a natural progression that some people take from owner operator to the engaged investor. Okay.
Mhm.
But either way, it's either you or someone on your team is working their butts off to get customers. Customer acquisition is key.
Right. Well, share with a lot of my audience comes from the corporate world, the Fortune 500. Can you share an example or two of people who've come from the 9 to 5 corporate world and have succeeded with Mosquito Shield?
Yeah, so that is a very popular model here. I hear that so often on a weekly basis of
Mhm.
talking with new potential candidates. They're like, I'm tired of the day-to-day grind. I'm tired of the
Right.
9 to 5. I want to be my own boss. I want to have my own time schedule, and I just want to manage people. So we have a
Mhm.
ton of people that come from that C-suite or that corporate background because
Mhm.
they're used to managing employees. They're not used to being down in the factory or getting their hands dirty, and they
Right.
can leverage that experience to building a more profitable business, right? They know how to use that their background to leverage that. So I've got that is all over in
Yeah.
my in Mosquito Shield. We've got them in the north, south, east, and west. So that's a very common model for us.
So this is a good fit for people who want to grow and scale a business. Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. We like to consider this model, right, the very start of an entrepreneurship. If somebody wants to get into that, it's a portfolio starter, if you will,
Yeah.
right? Because
Mhm.
it's a low entry point. It's a home based model that has reoccurring revenue. And so, what we like to do is this is a very good add on service or complementary service to other business models. Just
Mhm.
one example, right? People that own a tax service, those
Mhm.
tax services are super busy from January to April, and then they're not so busy the rest of the year. Guess when we're primarily busy? April through the rest of the
Yeah.
the rest of the year. And so it's a natural fit. And that's just one example of how
Mhm.
this can be something where you can have multiple revenue streams coming in. But this
Mhm.
is a perfect starter package for people.
It's a perfect starter package, and it's also something for someone who's an experienced business owner to bolt on and add yet another revenue stream.
Yes.
So either way, it's great. And it can be owner operator, like you said, for the veterans, people who want to be hands-on service providers. And it can be great for the corporate executive. I call it the involved investor who wants to, grow and scale a business and do it not by forking out $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 per location, but just incremental cost of leasing another truck, hiring another tech, and you can just grow and build your team and grow and build your business that way. What a great option.
100%. People that own multiple businesses, most of the time, they're actually not in the day-to-day service of those other businesses. And so they're used to managing those teams. And if you can leverage employees for both businesses or those other things, that just saves to your bottom line as well, right? Because you already know and love those trusted employees.
Right. Well, and let's talk about this. So this show is called Smart Business Strategies.
Yeah.
What is a smart business strategy that Mosquito Shield has that I know you're bursting at the seams to share this with the audience, so do tell.
You can tell, right? You can tell I'm like sitting on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to talk about this. So time is a massive limiting factor in every single business, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why we embrace giving time back to our owners. And here's a couple of examples just in the sales and operation side, because those two sides are massive time sucks for any business. So the first thing we do is we have a sales center that has dedicated agents. So what that means for an owner is that they never have to answer the phone at 7 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock at night or on a weekend ever again. This dedicated sales team will answer the calls, put phone calls out. They will educate the customer, sell the customer, take payments directly over the phone, and then put those customers directly into the CRM.
Wow.
So that saves them from not having to hire an admin person. It saves them from not having to answer the phone and miss any of those calls that could go to competition, right? Afterwards, if you miss that call. And so, and the other side, on more of that operation side, right, is that CRM that I mentioned. This CRM is going to create and optimize drive routes. I think that's one of the most common things that people are concerned about is like, how do I know who to visit on a daily basis? Or how this program will create and optimize drive routes so you never have to worry about it. It will automate all of the KPIs so you never have to do the mental math and figuring out, are you producing at the rate that you should be producing and running an effective business? Those are just two examples. The CRM does so much more than that. But again, all of that is computing time. That's off time. That's all the things that you need to get back. And just one more thing that I mentioned earlier about on the sales side is the time, on the opposite side of the coin, during that non-peak season, right? You've got maybe a lot of time. But if you want to have more productive time during that, you add that holiday lighting during that time. So you can keep that revenue going throughout the entire year. So not only are we taking time and giving back time to you, but we also have opportunities to take time away where it's most needed so it can be more of that year-round business.
And also, I just can't help but emphasize how wonderful that is in retaining really good employees year-round. Yeah. All right. So, Dave, if someone wants to learn more about Mosquito Shield, what should they do?
Well, I think the most obvious thing here and that they should do is they should reach out to you directly, right? That's to be the quickest and best way for anybody to learn more about this business. You have placed so many entrepreneurs with the right franchise opportunities because you know exactly who we are looking for and if we're going to be a right fit for each other, right? And so I think them reaching out to you is just the best thing that they could do.
Okay, well, thank you for that, David. And thank you for being here. Audience, this is Dave Kish with Mosquito Shield, a 5-star brand. Thank you, David. Really appreciate the insights that people can use Mosquito Shield either as a, an entrepreneurship starter business or something they can grow and scale and grow an empire or bolt on to an existing portfolio of businesses. What a great option. And audience, thank you for being here, for watching and listening. And be sure to come back next week. We're going to have an essential service, another home service, and you are going to be amazed at how much money you can make from this service. You're not going to want to miss it. Be sure to be here. Make it a priority. I'll see you next Wednesday at 11:30. I'm Anna Wiles, the franchise economist. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.